This is The Weight of Love, a caregiver's journey, a series for every heart that has carried more than it ever expected. I want to thank you for joining me here on this episode of Faith Between the Lines, and I'm Scott. There is a silence that comes after loss, a silence so deep it almost has a sound. People think the hardest part of caregiving is the long nights, the appointments, the exhaustion, the responsibility. But the truth is, the hardest part often comes after, when the house gets quiet, when the routine stops, when the person you cared for is no longer here to need you, to call your name, to fill the space you built your life around. Caregiving ends in a moment, but the heart doesn't. The love doesn't. The identity doesn't. The ache doesn't. Life after loss is its own kind of journey, the one no one prepares you for. There is a weight that settles on you after loss that most people don't understand. They think you're relieved. They think you're resting. They think you're finally free. But they don't see the emptiness that hits you when you wake up and realize there's no one to check on, no one to help, no one to protect, and no one to care for. They don't see you the way that your hands feel empty because they're used to doing something. They don't see the way that your mind keeps reaching for routines that no longer exist. They don't see the way that your heart aches for the purpose you carried for so long. They don't see the guilt from feeling relief, the guilt for feeling lost, the guilt for wondering who you are now. They don't see the grief that comes in waves, not just for the person you lost, but for the version of you that existed when they were still here. This is the weight that you don't talk about, the weight that sits on your chest long after the condolences stop, long after the meals stop, and long, long after the world moves on. So what holds you together when the grief feels too heavy to carry? When the silence feels too loud, when the memories feel too sharp? Sometimes it's the smallest thing. A picture, a scent, a familiar song, a memory that reminds you that your love didn't end. It simply changed form. Sometimes what holds you together is the very truth that you did everything you could. You showed up. You gave your best. You loved with your whole heart. You carried them with honor. Sometimes what holds you together is God's presence. Quiet, steady, gentle, meeting you in the places where your heart feels broken. He doesn't rush your grief. He doesn't tell you to move on. He doesn't expect you to be strong every single second of every day. He sits with you in the ache. He holds you in the silence. He reminds you that love never dies. It just shifts into memory, into legacy, and into the parts of you that were shaped by caring for them. What holds you together? It's the truth that your love mattered and still does. I want you to hear this from me. I want you to know that love doesn't disappear when someone is gone. It lingers. It echoes. It stays woven into your spirit like threads you can't pull loose. The weight of love after loss is heavy in a different way. It's not the weight of responsibility anymore. It's the weight of remembering, the weight of missing, the weight of wishing you had one more day, one more conversation, one more chance to say, I'm here. I love you. But here's a sacred truth. Your love didn't fail. Your love didn't fall apart. Your love didn't end too soon. Your love carried them as far as love could possibly carry someone. And now that love carries you. The weight of love after loss is proof that what you gave was real, deep, and holy. As a reflection of this episode, I wrote a poem for it called After the Quiet. The room is still, the nights are long, yet love remains both fierce and strong. A whispered left from days gone by, a memory that will not die. You gave your heart, you gave your all, you answered every weary call, and now the silence fills the air, a space once full of tender care. But love like yours does not depart, it lingers deep within the heart. Through tears that fall and breaths you take, it holds you gently when you break. So may your spirit learn to rest, may healing rise within your chest. For though you walk this road of loss, your love still shines, it bears no cost. When caregiving ends, the responsibility you carried for so long doesn't disappear overnight. Your mind still checks for sounds. Your heart still listens for your name. Your body still wakes at the same hour. Your spirit feels the need to protect. You spent so long being the one who knew what to do, the one who paid attention, the one who advocated, the one who stayed strong. And now you're learning how to live without that role, how to breathe again, how to rest again, how to be someone who isn't constantly needed. It's not a weakness. This is not failure. This is not you being lost. This is healing. This is transition. This is the slow, sacred work of rebuilding your life after giving so much of it away. You are not done. You are not empty. You are not without purpose. You are simply learning how to carry love in a new way. I would like to close this with a blessing to you and this episode. May peace find the places in you that grief still touches. May God hold your heart with the same tenderness you once gave so freely. May you feel His comfort in the quiet moments, His strength in the heavy ones, and His love in every breath you take. Your story is not over. Your purpose is not gone. Your heart is still needed. Your life still matters, and the love you gave will echo forever. I want to thank you for joining me here on this episode of Faith Between the Lines. And I hope I met you right where you are. You being here in this space matters, where your questions or comments are always welcome and appreciated and can be left on YouTube or on Buzzsprout. Before I close, I want to take a moment to honor the families and the men and the women of our military, those who serve, those who have served, and those who stand behind them with quiet strength. Your sacrifice, your courage, and your commitment to this country do not go unnoticed. May God bless you, protect you, and surround your families with peace and gratitude for all you give. And always remember this, you are never walking alone. We'll see you here on the next episode.